An exciting day. I am so happy to be here in this magnificent park. I just have a question. How many people are here from the neighborhood? All right. All right. And how about kids? How many kids from the neighborhood? They're probably back here somewhere. Anyway, thank you. I just want to thank the neighborhood for your excitement and your support. And last night everyone was so excited to get in the park, and now you can. So I just wanted to introduce my fellow commissioners. I'm Dottie Sharkey. I'm president of Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Commission. And with me are Commissioner Richard Bennett, Commissioner Rodney Kahn, and Commissioner Steve Rockvogel. And it's now my pleasure to introduce our Mayor Pro Tem, Dave Weaver.
Thank you. The mayor is off somewhere along with the rest of council. I think there's a bike ride today or something that they're involved in. I drive by here every Saturday morning. I go down to Americana for breakfast. I always drive down Harvard, so I've watched this from day one over the last year or two being constructed. When this originally came to the Housing Authority in closed session, it was going to be a mini park. Everything was being stripped down, thrown away, and it'd be a big mini park for the neighborhood. And I forget where, somewhere along the way, we found out about the character of this existing house and decided that no, at least in a few places in this city, we should keep our history the way it was. You look up and down this block, how many houses do you see left? One. This is all zone multifamily. All the other single-family homes will eventually be torn down, and multifamily housing will go in, which I don't appreciate. I'd like to downzone this area back to single-family, because we're getting fewer and fewer homes like this to preserve for our children and our grandchildren. This house, I've been through it. You know, it's just so beautiful. And it's mainly for the youth of the community, the children and stuff. And I know it'll get full usage, which is going to be great for the area. We just can't do enough of these kind of parks, or whatever you want to call it, a garden for the community. I know the people around here are going to use this considerably, which is great. Where's the parking lot? I didn't know it's a parking lot. No, everybody's going to walk. You can ride a bicycle down, as Laura Freeman says, or you can walk down here. But this will really fill a nice void in the neighborhood here. So it's a pleasure to be here to represent my colleagues. And make sure all of you, if you haven't, make sure you go through it and look at all the detail that has been put in there, I guess by Lila Batar, who's an expert at what she does. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave. And I just wanted to mention there's a representative here from the Historical Society, and they have been wonderful at helping us preserve this bungalow. Introducing next is our Director of Community Services, what are we now, and Parks Department, George Chapshin.
Thank you, Commissioner Sharkey. Well, I've been here about 6.5 years, and this is probably our seventh park that we've opened, and they're all beautiful. But this one really is something special, and the Heritage Garden, and Lila will talk about the features of this park, but it's really spectacular. I'm really proud of this park, along with all the others, but this is special. Let me just introduce a few folks. Jess Duran. Jess, can you raise your hand? Jess is the new Assistant Director of Community Services and Parks. We used to work with Jess when he was in another department with federal money. There's federal money in this project. And we like Jess so much we just brought him in our department at this point. So, Jess, we want to thank the CDBG Advisory Board, who may or may not be here, some members, but you know they worked hard with us as well, and the HUD representatives, the federal HUD representatives. Also, what I'd like to do at this point, bring up Walter Alvarez. We have some programming here, and I'd like Walter just to describe some of the programming in this house. So, Walter, come on up.
Good morning, folks. My name is Walter Alvarez. I will be overlooking the operations of this facility, day-to-day operations, through the function of the Youth and Family Services Program. It is a great program open to the community. It's a free program that the primary function is to provide information and referrals in the area of social service related component. Anyone needing services, our supportive, caring, and resourceful staff will link families and young adults and teenagers to services in the community. The other component is that we also provide information and referrals. Aside from information and referrals, we do intensive case management for at-risk youth, as well as educational and informational workshops. And these are free to the community. And it's something that we definitely enjoy doing, and kids benefit a lot from. This is a great facility. The kids don't feel threatened. It is a home for them. It is a safe place for them. Anytime they come here to do homework. We provide tutoring as well for the kids. And our main function is to really get them involved and taking pride in their community. And they definitely have taken pride in this facility here. They care for it. They keep an eye out for it. As well as the other residents in the community, they do bring up any concerns to us. So it is a great liaison between us, between the community and the city and the various social services. And I'd just like to acknowledge some of the volunteers who are here today. These are our youth right here in red. If we could give them a hand. They are here giving up their Saturday early morning, so that speaks a lot about them. So we appreciate all their help. And again, we extend and open our doors to everyone. Any people out there having issues with their teenagers or just needing resources, come and see us, walk through our door, or give us a call. I'd like to give out that number, 548-2796 or 548-2797, and 2798 would be the numbers if people needed services. So thank you once again, and enjoy the day. It's beautiful, and have a good day.
Thank you, Walter. He has such a passion for this place. He's wonderful. And now it is my privilege to introduce our project manager. She's also a really good friend, so I've watched this happen from the start, from the model of on her living room floor, and I knew when I saw that it would be beyond my expectations, and it is. I saw her in tears fighting to preserve this bungalow, and she did. The attention she paid to restoring it, every detail with craftsmanship to cost. And even the plants, she looked up 1930s bungalow plants, what was in their yards. She's faced challenges, and there were many, and with perseverance and patience and integrity. And this facility is not only unique, it's award-winning, and I'm just so proud. Anything she touches is elegant, including her beautiful daughter who's here today, wherever she is. Oh, there she is. Okay. So it is my privilege and honor. I'm just so proud to present project manager, my friend, architect, Lila Batar.
Thank you, Dottie. Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful day today. Before I recognize the team that contributed to this project, I'd like to give you a brief description of what we have here. The project is two components. The first component is this beautiful craftsman bungalow that was built in 1913, almost 100 years old. It is about 1,270 square foot house, two-bedroom house, and as our director mentioned, our councilman Dave Weaver mentioned, through an extensive EIR study on the site, the historic value of the bungalow was found significant on a local level as well as on a state level. We did a combination of renovation and restoration on the bungalow, and as you've seen, it's now housed by our Youth and Family program. And I have to tell you, as Commissioner Sharkey said, you can't find better group to be housed in this structure than the staff in the Youth and Family. They even picked the furnishing with a very limited budget, and they did a wonderful job. You will see at the tour. The second component is a garden. And I want to make the record clear, most of the garden was designed by Melinda Taylor, and she did a beautiful job at that. It's an eco-friendly garden. It has drought-tolerant and native planting material. We have a natural decomposed meandering path, We did also some recycling in this project. We recycled the existing concrete on the garages and the walkways. We broke it down and paved the trellis under the trellis in the park. We also have some unique features in this garden. We have a modern play structure that we don't have in any other parks in Glendale. And I have to tell you that play structure was quite a controversy. And it went through extensive design review process. It was written about in the papers. Some people felt maybe too modern, but the Historical Society and the Historic Commission both supported this structure. So I hope all the kids will come and try it and enjoy it. We also have a sculptor in this garden. The sculptor was an extensive process also, selection process, and the winning proposal was by a local artist, Ron Picard, and his associate, Sandy McDaniel, and it's a beautiful sculpture. After the ceremony, Ron and Sandy will be there, and he has a whole story behind the sculpture. The third component is a large sandbox that probably will be the last sandbox in the future in Glendale. And I hope the little kids can come and enjoy it. And now, this project was full of challenges from beginning to end. What I'd like to do is I'd like to recognize some of the people who made significant contribution to the project. First, our wonderful council members who voted to save this beautiful Craftsman bungalow, and for all their support, funding, and design feedback on this project. Our director, George Chapchian, and our CIP administrator, Dave Ahern, who gave me tremendous support throughout the ups and downs of the process. The Glendale Historic Society was extremely involved in this project from beginning to end. John Locascio, president, and John Locascio, president, and yeah. I think the best, if I may ask, we hold the applause, and at the end we'll give everyone a big round of applause. John Locascio and Arlene Vidor, ex-president of the society, who couldn't be here for some conflict of schedule, did a marvelous job and contributing their personal time on behalf of the society to make sure that this project is successful. And our wonderful park commissioners, and especially Commissioner Sharkey, who gave relentless support to this project. Thank you very much. And also our Historic Commission, who supported us on the structure, on the bungalow, and on the garden design as well. Thank you. Now I'd like to recognize some of my colleagues who contributed to this project. First, Jan Edwards, our senior code specialist, who partnered with me from day one. Jan has a bungalow that she has been passionately working on with her husband, and she really gave me all the personal and professional support I could ask for. Thank you, Jan. My colleague and my friend, George Balteria, who is the backbone of our CIP section. He loaned his expertise throughout the construction process. Thank you, George. My colleagues, Armine Delanian and Moses Correo, they administered the grant funding on the project and did a wonderful job at keeping it moving, staying on top of the contractor, and expediting the process. Thank you. Mike Grant, our attorney. As I said, the project was challenging, and Mike was very supportive of us during the process. Thank you, Mike. I would also like to thank our maintenance staff, who contributed tremendously in the process to make sure that things move where they can maintain this project in the future, and I'm sure they'll keep it in a wonderful shape. And finally, I'd like to thank the talent that brought the vision to reality. I contributed to the design of the bungalow, but the garden was a collaboration of many talented individuals. First, I would like to recognize our lead designer, Melinda Taylor, of Melinda Taylor and Associates. Melinda, can you please raise your hand so everybody can see you? That lady is so talented. She is also known for her design of the Disney Concert Hall garden, the public garden in downtown LA. And when I saw that garden, I thought we have to have Melinda do our garden here in Glendale, and she did an awesome job. Also, Calvin Abbey of Calvin Abbey and Associate, who did the concept planning and community outreach, helped us with it. And finally, EPT Design Group from Pasadena, Matt Lisney and Steve Carroll, who helped us throughout the technical process of the project. And in closing, I'd like to invite you, we're going to have some tours. Melinda will do 2 tours of the garden. She'll talk about the planting and she'll answer questions. I'll be at the bungalow, I'll do a tour and talk about the restoration. And we'll have our artists, Ron Picard and Sandy McDaniel, at the fountain, and they can answer questions. Thank you all for your tremendous support. Thank you.
I just want to let the neighbors know here, this is your park. This is your backyard. And we ask that you just watch it, care for it, take care of it. Anything you need, call the city, please. This is your neighborhood, your backyard. And we thank you so much. There were people here last night. The kids were just dying to get in here, which made Lila so excited. So again, we thank you for that, and thank you for keeping an eye out. So now I'm inviting city officials, commissioners, city staff, and architects to do the ribbon cutting. So here we go, and then the park is yours. Thanks.
1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Ron Picard, and I'm standing in Cedar Park, the city of Glendale, with my associate and friend, Sandy McDaniel, and we are responsible for the development of this fountain. It has in it a number of different things that relate to our environment. For instance, the top level of the fountain is an oak leaf, which is our national tree. Right underneath that is the California redwood, which is the state tree.